Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which I am offering signed copies of on my website, ElliotOracle.com. They've been really popular, and so thank you all for the kind reviews, and I'm glad you're liking the cards I'm picking for you and the little message I'm writing to you. So if you want to get a signed copy of Fearless Tarot, go to ElliotOracle.com. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head, because that animal has your message. And the animals were the giraffe, the crow, and the wasp. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head. It does not have to be your favorite animal. It just has to be the one that's nagging at your attention. For those of you who picked the giraffe spirit, the card says, see the big picture. And giraffe is all about craning its neck above the trees and looking at the big picture. This could be a time when you're not like the ant that's looking at everything up close and nitpicking at it, but instead you're taking a step back and you're really looking at the broader strokes. The giraffe could also tell you to align with your higher self, your higher perspective, in order to meet the challenges that are in front of you. The first card for giraffe, it's what it's best to place your focus on this next week. And we got the King of Wands. To me, the King of Wands is the self-made king of the tarot. He's the king from humble beginnings who has to prove himself through his life that eventually he's worthy of the throne. And he even has that lowly little lizard next to him on the throne as well. I just feel like right now you're wanting to place your focus on your inner resources, your competency, your abilities. And you're also going to want to acknowledge how far you've come and what you have right now as a result of your own tenacity. The King of Wands is called the wise counselor of the tarot. So this could also be a time when you're relying on wise counsel from others, or where you might even be giving wise counsel to other people. Whenever the King of Wands comes up, he tells you to have faith in your own competency and to really trust your own abilities. They're really going to help you meet this moment beautifully. The second card is advice from your inner wisdom, and we got the Death card. Death scares us sometimes when we see this card, not only because it's called death, and that's a little frightening, but death is a symbol, like all tarot cards, that shouldn't be taken literally as, oh my God, you're going to die, but instead that something important is changing, is transforming, and is dying. The reason the change card of death terrifies us so much, I think, is because death is a symbol for a permanent change. Once you cross this threshold that's in front of you, there's no going back. There's no getting the toothpaste back in the tube. And so this might be a time when you're really weighing an important decision. And the advice from your inner wisdom is to trust your competency. You can meet any challenge or any change that you're going through beautifully if you trust those inner resources. And the mythic archetype that might be able to help you with that is Penthesilea. She is the queen of the Amazons. She's also independent. She sort of operates on the outer parameters of society. And she is a wild and free spirit. And what she could be calling you to is your own wild and free spirit, where you're not conforming to something, but instead you're making a break from something that felt stifling to you. She also has the arrow, much like Artemis, and the bow. And so this could be a time to really set your target for what change you want to see happen in your own life. And finally, just looking at all 3 of these cards, I feel like something that needs to be brought to a close, a sense of finality brought to it, needs to occur this next week, especially if you're attracted to giraffe. The second animal is the crow spirit, and it says co-create with spirit. And crows, for me, are all about omens, signs, signals, and also glimpses of the future you might be receiving. When you're attracted to crow, this could be a time to really trust your hunches and also call the shots as you see them. Crow could also be a symbol for adhering to your own inner code of ethics, your own inner law, and really conforming to that more than pressures from the outside world. First card for Crow is what it's best to place your focus on, and we actually get the Queen of Swords. She is a card of empowerment, taking charge. She also wears the butterfly crown, which shows that she's a master at transforming the energy from feeling victimized by something to instead feeling victorious. She also has that one lone bird in the sky behind her, might be a crow. And what that signifies is independence. The Queen of Swords operates best independently. This week for Crow, this could be a time where you really want to trust your own counsel and you don't want to be drawn too much into the opinions of others. And also the Queen of Swords could say that you want to be courageous this next week. You want to just take charge and you want to bring order and efficiency to something that might have felt sloppy or messy up until now. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick the Crow, is another queen, the Queen of Cups. And when we see two queens, that's obviously a pair, but how different are these queens? Whereas the Queen of Swords is strong and powerful and assertive and direct and rather detached emotionally, the Queen of Cups is sensitive, receptive, really emotive, nurturing and feeling and caring. And what I'm feeling for Crow is that both archetypes are going to be needed for you this week. You're needing to know when to be the strong one and also when to be the receptive one. And also, these are female cards. This could indicate that there's a sense of sisterhood, or female figures in your own life could be somehow helpful to you overcoming an obstacle or a blockage. And finally, the mythic archetype that will help you is the Amalthea. She is the nurturing goddess who is the one that nurtured Zeus when he was a baby, the king of the gods. She hid him away and helped nurture him over time. And what she could indicate is that this is a time to nurture your goals, nurture yourself, but also to nurture these two archetypes in your own life. Nurture the part of you that's powerful. Do something that really helps foster a sense of accountability and bringing order. But also nurture the part of you that's nurturing, that's sensitive, that's caring, and that sees the signs and signals. This is a time to bring those two archetypes into balance in you. And then finally, the last animal is the Wasp spirit. And the card says sometimes life stings, and isn't that true? The Wasp could be coming up to indicate that this is a time when you're acknowledging your own pain. And also sometimes Wasp can be a reminder to really be mindful of how you're communicating to others, that you're not leaving a stinger in somebody else, and that you're really picking your battles and not just picking a fight with anything. The Wasp spirit can also just indicate that this is a time to release old toxins, old pains from the past. First card for Wasp is what it's best to place your focus on. And I think where relationships are concerned, that's where the sting really needs to be removed. The Two of Cups is a card of compromise, and it shows a loving couple. They're a partnership that's meant to be. Between them is that wand of Mercury, and above that is that big floating lion head. And this can represent ego and pride. And in relationships, the Two of Cups teaches the importance of having discussions with people and then being able to leave the table with that other person's dignity intact, not going low. So the Two of Cups could say that this is a time to bring harmony, especially to relationships or disagreements right now, and not resorting to stinging the person that you're actually caring for. Second card is advice from your inner wisdom. And we got the Empress. Never judge a book by its cover or an animal by its appearance. The appearance of the Empress here is also one of love and nurturing. And love is going to conquer all. It's really going to help you overcome anything that you're still chewing on, that's stinging you from the inside. I just get the sense that you're really wanting to apply love to the situation from both of these cards. And also relationships are so important for the Wasp this next week. They're also communal. They work in a hive. They work together. And both of these cards are of cooperation. Finally, that Empress archetype could indicate as well that you're needing to nurture love more and less nurturing of strife or something that's creating more conflict or more toxicity. And the mythic archetype that can help you with that is Circe. Her name, Kirke in Greek, is the same for the word for falcon. And Circe is the enchantress of Greek mythology. She can cast the spell. And what I just feel is that your words are magic spells for Wasp. You really want to cast a beautiful spell. And you don't want to cast a spell that's black magic or something that's adding again to that toxicity. And also falcon can indicate that you want to keep your eyes set on your goals and go towards your ambitions. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can check me out at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I hope you all have a safe and happy week, and I will see you next time.